Hello everyone, my name is Abdrazak. Today we will talk about the internet because the internet has become our integral part. But first, let's find out what is the internet and the history of creation. Let's go.
Internet in 2009. We used it to send mail, calls, and the discussion of the topic of interest to us. Even the banking sector became virtual. But what we considered ourselves at that time taken for granted 50 years ago, it was a vague idea. To understand how got this far, we need to go back to 1957, when everything is just started. Before 1957, computers only worked on one task at a time. This was called batch processing, and of course this approach was not efficient. Due to the increase in size of computers, it was necessary to place them in special refrigerated rooms. And soon, developers could no longer work directly on computers. It was necessary to call specialists to connect to it. Programming at that time required a lot of manual work, no direct connection. Computer led to many bugs. That was the time and the nerves of developers. In 1957 was a big change. It was established a remote connection which provided developers with direct work on computers. At the same time, the idea of time sharing appeared. This was the first idea in computing, sharing the computing power of one computer between multiple users. October 1957. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union in orbital launched the first satellite by called Sputnik 1. Lagging behind and to maintain America's technological superiority, in February 1957, USA Agency Advanced Research and Development Defense DARPA. At that time, knowledge transmitted only by people. DARPA planned a large-scale computer network to speed up the transfer of knowledge and avoid doubling existing one's research. This network will become a network ARPANET. Besides here, 3 more concepts were developed which turned out to be fundamental for the further development of the Internet. The concept of military nets made in America by Rand Corporation. The commercial network of the National Physics Laboratory in England, and the scientific network of the Cyclades in France. Military and the commercial approaches to these concepts are the basis of our modern Internet. Distributed network allowed to cover long distances for minimal interference. Main milestone to creating nets was the development of the French network Cyclades, because she had a much smaller budget with ARPANET, and as a result, fewer nodes' efforts were directed towards interconnection with other networks. This is how the term appeared: Internet.
The Internet is made up of thousands of corporate, government, scientific, and home networks. The integration of networks of various architectures and topologies was achieved by using the IP protocol and the routing of data packets. The IP protocol was deliberately meant independent of physical communication channels. In other words, any system for transferring digital data can also communicate with the internet in connected nodes of networks. Special routers are engaged in sorting and routing data packets looking at the IP address of packet recipients. The IP protocol creates a single address space on a global scale, but each individual network can have its own address space. Organizing IP addresses in this way always routers determine the route of each data packet. Thus, there will be no conflicts between individual networks that are part of the internet, and the data will be accurately transmitted throughout the world. The IP protocol was invented by the IETF. The IETF and its working groups are still engaged and in the development of World Wide Web protocols. Ordinary users can participate in the IETF service. Communities of this organization publish RFC documents. These documents provide definition, specification, and accurate explanation of many questions. The modern world of high technologies, a company cannot exist without access to the global computer network internet. Access to this network gives you almost unlimited opportunities to find business partners, establish partnerships, advertises, and promote your service, as well as the ability to communicate with direct customers. Bypassing numerous intermediaries, which reduces the cost of service, it is well now fact that effectiveness of direct advertising of service in the media is decreasing. The search for alternative forms of advertising leads to the idea of the need for their own presence in the world computer network internet. The internet is increasingly used in business, significantly contributing to its efficiency. For example, in the fall of 2000 in the United States, a study was conducted on the effectiveness of doing business using the internet among owners, managers, and employees of companies in the manufacturing, retail sectors of the economy. The results of this study are presented in Table 1. Table 1 shows a close relationship between individual operational areas of internet and improved financial performance. For companies that answers yes to questions that they significantly increased one of the financial indicators. They also found an important in operating indicators.